Hey, it's Ian from Las Vegas Scooters and Lifts again. Today on my lift I have a Traveller Plus 3-wheel with some problems. Okay, so here's the Traveller Plus. He's had it about 4 years and he wants his batteries changing. So that's not bad. He's had them 4 years without having to change them because he's looked after them. He's been to us before and he's took our advice and he's got good use out of his batteries, so it just goes to prove a point. But he has a bent pin. That bottom pin there, a little bit bent. That's not too much of a problem. But the other end is a bit of a problem. If you can see, she's a little crushed up. Oh, it's usually what happens when you don't align the back ends together correctly. And you get bent pins and crushed receptacles. And that's what's happened, so I'm going to have to replace this. I have to replace that wiring from the controller back to this connector, realign it all, and then get him on his way. And then change his batteries. So let's get on with that one. I do have a part for him, so that was lucky. He hasn't got to wait for that. So I do have the part here. So I'll straighten this out. Basically what I do, if you ever want to do this yourself, is find I usually use a skinny socket, long skinny socket, put it over the pin and then just lightly bend it back. Just do a bit at a time, don't be too forceful with it because you can snap them. You don't want to do that. And just bend it back a little bit till you see it straight. Yeah, just be careful if you do that. If you do, that's the way I do it. Try and get a thinner socket as you can, about the same diameter as the pin, and then just push it in whichever direction. If it does snap, then you're looking, if it's the bottom pins, you're looking at a new motor brake. If it's top two pins, that's not too bad. You can change those two pins out because the wiring separately. They do have a connector, which you've seen, but the bottom two wire into the motor direct, and that's no good. Okay, so let's remove that. That bit's done. Next thing is steering lock on. Take your basket off. And just need to undo the two screws at the back as normal. Because we need to get into the controller to get those wires out, as well as get to the connector. There should be two screws. Zoom in a little bit for you. Yep. Two screws holding the bottom of the floor shroud. One there. Sometimes there's some there and there, depending on the scooter. Excuse my head. Without moving the seat post, because that's another one that's welded in there. These bearings there. So okay, so we have an R drive in this one. You can see the silver, like opaque, not opaque, like matte silver box. That's R drive. So your connector is on this side. I'll show you. And the wire runs from the connector there all to the controller, so I have to undo 2 knots off of those bolts, and then there's 2 knots there, and then I can redo the wiring for them. Not too bad of a job. There we go. So we'll tip her up. I think it's a 4 or 5 mil socket that those nuts on the controller are. Let's see. I always keep one set up. 7. It's a 7 mil. I was wrong. And just loosen those up. Whoop. Oh, come here. Little fiddly washers. Doesn't matter if they fall out. And just lift your top off. I want to measure that, just make sure it's the right size. If you do order these, yeah, so if you do, just want to measure these, make sure it'll fit, yeah. So there's 2 styles of connector for 2 styles of controller. So if you have a R drive, you look for the ones with the yellow tab. If it's an S drive, they're more a right angle. So these won't fit into there because this has a silver cap that goes over the top of this like a cover, and these are too long for that cover. So make sure you order the correct version for your scooter. But they'll fit. That'll work. So basically I want to undo that. It's just basically 2 screws and 2 knots. I'll do the top one first, make it easier. Don't lose the washer. Okay, can't get into that. Whether or not one. And I need a 7 mil wrench spanner. So I can undo the bottom one because it's tucked in and you can't get a straight end. I can't get that into it, so I have to use a wrench spanner to remove this. So luckily he didn't break, or a friend of his didn't break the plastic that holds these pins in place. He looked out there. Pride quoted $70 for this cable, which we didn't charge him that. I'm not charging him $70 just for a cable. Okay, so you want to remove the brown wires. There's 2 in one socket. That's your brake. Feed that out that little connector. And then the closest red and black to those is your motor wires. Also have to cut that. There's a little cable tie holding the wire in there. And sometimes these pull out. There we go. And we just feed that through. Yep, so there's the damaged one. No saving that. Because these are all wired together, they're all heat shrunk together with this crappy cord thing on it. And the part number for this is on the screen there. So that's that top number, the DWR 99 number there. So that's your part number for that. But that I don't think doesn't include the connector. It may do, I didn't check, but. And the way to remove the wires from the connector, 2 screws, one there and one there. Undo those, that pulls out and it should go free, so you can install the new wires. But just remember which way round they go. Yep, like I said, you're going to need a skinnier screwdriver to remove these, but just remember which pin placement goes where. Red and black at the bottom, brake wires at the top. You need to undo these. Yeah, they'll only go one way round, so you can make a mess of it. So just as you're doing this, remember which one goes where. Otherwise you don't want to be going backwards when you should be going forwards, because you're reversing the polarity. And let's see if we can get this wire out. Pretty jammed in there. I'm going to pull out in the vise. See if I can knock it out. Okay, managed to knock that out. So they're all good there. We can now feed these. That's no good. Where's my wire? There it is. Right, back in there. Okay, so red and black. Get them right. Red and black, and then the 2 brake wires. Feed that in, feed that in. Yeah. And then you have to do the song and dance getting this in. Lined up. And that should feed through there. Easier than the battery connector one. They're a pain, the skinny little pins, and also the ones on the rear of the scooter that go into this, they're a pain trying to put them back in, but you know, it can be done. Yeah, not too tight that you break the plastic, but tight enough to keep it all aligned. So there you go, there's your connector, red, black, black, black. And then flip you around and then just reverse the process. Okay, so you see what I'm doing. And then just feed that through the hole through there. Make sure you got that oriented correctly. Put the easy one in first. I suppose there's one good thing about dirty scooters, you can see where the block was originally aligned. Where the connector block was originally aligned. That makes it easier to realign it. Here we go. Left the screwdriver over there. I'll just nip it up so I can get the second nut and bolt in. I think that dropped through here. Usually do. Alright. Put that in there. Then you wash it. And then a little 7mm nut. Try and align it as best as you can until you feel it pinch. A ring spanner makes it really easy to do this. Okay, so that's that replaced. Shouldn't need that anymore. Okay, so let's reroute the wires. So it is marked on the controller which wire goes by. Oh, look at that. Still got the original packet of silica gel when it came from the manufacturer. Okay, make sure these go seated correctly, and then your brake wire. So before you put your brake wire in, feed your power cable through that little plastic weather cover. It'll just make life a bit easier for yourself. And that way, when you put this back on, you're not going to give yourself any problems. Yeah. Okay, with the cover back on. Relocate these to hold the controller back in place. There. A couple of washers, and then your 7mm nut. Again with a washer. So this weekend, for those who would like to know, we're going to the Wynn Hotel and Casino here in Las Vegas, because somebody's an old fart, and that be me. Just turned 55, and the time of this video, when I recorded this video, I am a little bit behind with videos. At the time I recorded this, it was January the 26th, and yesterday was the 25th, which was my birthday. January Jesus. Just a joke. Okay, so yeah, we're off to the Wynn this weekend. Jenny's treated me to the Wynn. Have some fun, have some food. Just make sure that that fits over the wire. We'll have to take that pin out. Yep. Okay, all good. I'm going to put one of my lovely quick snap cable ties just to hold it in place. Oh, it'd be good. That's only the secondary measure. Okay, so that's all tight, that's all done. Put the floor strap back on, connectors all tight. Yeah. Screws. And we'll screw them back together. And the only thing I've got to do is change the batteries for him. He thinks he knows how it happened. I'm not too sure, but he reckons somebody was stood on the back of it at work, and that's how it got bent, but unless it wasn't connected properly. So once it's connected, it wouldn't bend it like that. But hey ho, it's all fixed now. This shoot pin back in. Clean that up. Just make sure his back end fits to the front end. So we don't have to realign it. Perfect. Like a glove. seats in the hallway. Let's basket back on. Now I'll quickly change his batteries. And that'll be this one done. Okay, I've just taken his battery pack apart. And there we go. Let's see, 2017 is the date that these were originally put in. And he said he's never had to change them, and they've lasted him 4 years. And also many trip to Disneyland for about 8 hours. So let's do a little load test on them. Now, I said he didn't charge it for about a week and a half, but he's only getting about an hour and a half worth of use out of the scooter. So yeah, they're pretty low. It's dipping a little bit, slowly going down. But don't let it overdo it. Burn your load tester out. Done that before. Okay, this one. Oh, we have a little jump there. There it goes. Yeah, that one's toast. Alright, new batteries are installed. I've written a date on there, so I know when I installed them, because sometimes we have some unscrupulous customers trying to get warranted batteries, and also it helps me tell the manufacturer when I installed these in case there is a problem. So we also have records of when we bought them. So yeah, so that's the battery pack all done. Just gotta put the screws back in it, put it on the scooter, test the scooter. You should be good to rock and roll. Alrighty, back on there, give it a second. Throttle's a little bit clicky. It's not reporting any error, but anyway. So that's his pins sorted out. Not many repairs coming in. There's a couple, but not many. Plenty of sales. Getting a few sales now out of December. December was quiet, always is. We expect that. We had one or two calls over the December period. People expecting us to be here Christmas Day. And they left some weird messages saying, why aren't you here at your shop? Well, it's December the 25th. But hey, it's no to strangers folk. Alright, there's his seat just there. Hello, Miss Purple. So there's Mr. Warren's phone number. New batteries, new cable. Quoted him for that. put his chair back up. I'm in the right pickle here. Oh, damn it. Okay, chair back on. No, that's forward. I'll take it for a quick test drive. Make sure it's doing a weird little fast and slow. Put it on charge for him, I think. Yeah, I think his throttle feels like it's in a weird position. This is definitely lower. I think it may be upside down. I think somebody's pulled this on upside down. Let's check, shall we? Because that shouldn't go underneath there. So it should be facing, yeah, it's upside down. See? A little, if you can see it. So you've got a little cutout there. On the new ones, it's facing the top. The cutout's at the top. So this handle's been put on backwards. But he must be used to it, so. Yeah, I'll put his batteries on charge quickly for him. And then hopefully he's good to go. So yeah, quick and easy fix. He's got a bit of damage to his football there, but hey. He works at the Haunted House Experience here in Las Vegas. He uses that to get around on. So he's back on the road, hopefully with no other problems. But yeah, Traveller Plus. It's a shame they discontinued it. I've got the last two, I think, in the country. But anyway, if you like this sort of content, consider subscribing. We appreciate it. Like, share, and if you've got any questions, drop them in the comments, and we'll answer your questions as best as we can. We'll ask them. No, we'll answer your questions as best as we can. So yeah, till next time. Bye now.